How you guys doing? This is Jason.
Hey, dude.
What's going on, man?
Oh, my gosh. I'm having a girl crush right now. I can't even talk.
Is it okay if Jody just kind of sits over there and slobbers while the grown men talk a while?
No, I got some questions for Jason. He's a Georgia boy. I'm an LSU girl. We got this. Anyway, go ahead, Gary.
Hey, Jason, Super Bowl weekend. Are you going to be watching the game?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, we're going to be out in Phoenix. We leave to go to Phoenix tomorrow. We're going to be out there for Super Bowl weekend, and we got a show. We're playing a show on Saturday night. It's kind of one of the kickoffs to it. With Dirks and Florida Georgia line. So we're going to be out there kind of in the middle of all that stuff going on this weekend.
Well, that's what I had heard. I didn't know if they were going to give you the opportunity to actually kind of sit back and enjoy the game, or if you guys had to jump on the bus, right afterwards, or what.
I don't know if I'm actually going to the game. I have to. I got some other stuff I got to do next week. So.
Do tell. Dude, tell.
Are you and Brittany getting married next week? Is that the deal?
Oh, tell us. Come on.
No, I promise. We are not.
Now, listen, you got to promise us that before you guys get married, that you'll call Jody and Gary and say, "Okay, gang, this is," because if you don't tell us first, the marriage license will be illegal in 50 states and 4 foreign countries. So I mean, that's part of the new rule, right?
Yeah, I don't know about all that, man.
Okay, no, here's the deal. She is so hot. Does she work out like 24/7? I want to be Brittany Kerr.
You know what's funny? She used to, obviously she was a cheerleader for the Bobcats and on the dance team and all that stuff, and so she's like danced all the time.
Yeah.
But she's very, she doesn't dance and do that stuff that much anymore. But she's so health conscious about what she eats.
No, she's beautiful. She is beautiful. Congrats on your engagement, by the way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hey, Jason, I'm not going to lie. I have been, obviously I'm a huge fan of yours. I mean, who isn't, right? But, Bryan Adams and you did that CMT Crossroads deal, and you've worked with Kelly Clarkson. You've done so many cool things. Who did you have the most fun with?
I'm going to tell you who my favorite is, and it's because I grew up and these guys were my favorite, and I had a chance to work with them on their album, the Alabama and Friends album, which out the group Alabama. So
awesome.
I had a chance to work on their record with them, and they are my favorite band of all time, and I've gotten a chance to know those guys over the years, especially Randy, who's I've done quite a few things with, and to me, those guys are why I'm in the music business. So, and to be such a fan of those guys, and for them to be cool to me, and be able to work with them and be able to call them friends of mine now, to me is one of the coolest things that I've ever done in music.
You mentioned that, and that you've gotten to work in a lot of different veins. I mean, you've worked with a lot of rappers. You've worked with some rock stars. You've worked with, mainstream country artists. Like you said, Luke Bryan's one of your best friends. Where do you see country music in 5 years? Because we get a lot of people that call up, and I'm sure that you're catching the same flack. Well, that ain't country. Well, those people who bring up Conway, and no disrespect to Conway or T.G. Shepherd or any of those, when they were new, people had the same complaints then and said that's not country. That that wasn't the Sons of the Pioneers or Lefty Frizzell. I mean, how do you combat that argument, and where are we going in the next 5 years?
Well, I think everybody is. I think one of the most ignorant things anybody can say, in my opinion, is that if you listen to a certain type of music and you think any other genre of music sucks. If you're a hip hop fan and you think that hip hop is the only music there is and anything other than that, so that to me is just an ignorant way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I think music is music, and if it's good, it's good. And I grew up listening to country music, and believe me, I know more about traditional country music than probably 99% of the people out there. I grew up on that stuff, and my dad was a huge traditional country music fan.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody wants to go toe-to-toe with me on that, fine, bring it on. But I also grew up, a fan of a lot of different kinds of music, whether it be 80s rock or Southern rock or pop, whatever it is. I mean, to me, if it was good, it was good. I didn't really care what you wanted to call it. It was it was just good. And so, and I think a lot of artists right now are the same way. I mean, we're the age group of people that grew up listening to the country radio station, and if a song came on that we didn't like, we flipped it over to the pop station to see if there was a song on there that we liked. And if there wasn't one on there, we flipped it to the hip hop station or whatever, But it doesn't make you any less of a fan of country or.
Brother, we are so pumped to have you coming to town. February the 19th, Jason Aldean and Cole Swindell, Tyler Farr, all going to be here.
Jason, I better meet you. You better have a meet and greet.
Hey, I'm going to drag her downstairs now. Of course, you're going to want the police department there so that you can get the restraining order put on her.
Jason, sure, please. And bring Brittany, that beautiful girl.
We can. Well, thank you. We can make that happen for sure.
I'm going to get on board with Brittany Kerr's fabulousness.
I will be sure and tell her that you said all these things about her, and it'll make her day. I promise.
We need to work out together. Just tell her.
We probably will stay. We got a couple of friends that live there, right outside of Bossier City there. So usually we come there. We stay for a few days. So we may be in town. Actually, that's kind of a fun trip for us because we usually stay there